Hey, bad hairline, what's up? Yeah, I look I look like trash. And today I'm going to continue my Eminem album review series and talk about Relapse by Eminem. Look, I think I just used over half an hour to write down all the notes for the album review, and yeah, it seems like I have a lot to talk about. And last time I told you guys that I will not have much to talk about, but turns out Eminem's Encore is by far my longest album review. So yeah, so I'm gonna really try my best to keep it short and keep it simple, and I'm also gonna have a haircut, because I look terrible. I'm just looking at myself in the screen right now. Okay, back to you. So Eminem is back, more like was back in 2009 after the very ugly, gross, underwhelming, and underwritten Encore. Eminem finally decided to get rid of the drugs and come clean. So on this album we have a more well-shaved, sturdy, and sober Eminem, and it's not a bad thing, not at all. The album starts off with Dr. West, a skit, which kind of reminds me of Kanye West's skit, like Mr. West, Mr. West, and this is Dr. West. And then we have 3 a.m., which tries to be this spooky Halloween song.
You're walking down a horror corridor. It's almost 4 in the morning and you're in a nightmare. It's horrible. Right there's the coroner waiting for you to turn the corner so he can corner you. You're a corner, he's on you.
And to be honest, it's not that scary, but it's also meant to be comedic if you hear it with a little bit more attention. And yeah, Eminem is actually kind of funny and not that scary in this song, although he still tries to make this spooky, ghostly atmosphere. And I also kind of like the strikes, the strikes of guitars and pianos and drums, just dun, dun, and it's 3 a.m. in the morning. Eminem just trying to sound like a scary ghost or spirit or something. But overall, it's not that impressive of a song, but still, it's way better than a lot of the Encore stuff. I'm gonna be generous and give it an 8. Next is My Mom. Just like the title, Eminem is actually talking about his mother, Debbie Mathers, on this track, and he's basically saying he takes drugs because his mom does. Eminem sings, "My mom loves Valium and lots of drugs," and it's actually kind of funny. And this song is very goofy, lazy, and almost as if it's drunken. And I think it's kind of cool, kind of funny, not cool, not cool. It's kind of funny, low-key funny, and we are actually hearing a possible glimpse of the old Slim Shady that we heard back in MMLP and SSLP. So I'm actually pretty satisfied with the song. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Next up we have Insane. Is he nuts? No, he's insane. And this song is basically staccato, screaming, screeching strings with Eminem just going insane, kinda, but he's also rapping. And yeah, again, just like My Mom, it's okay, I guess. So I'm giving it a 6 to a 7.
Was born with a dick in my brain, yeah, fucked in the head. My stepfather said that I sucked in the bed. So one night he snuck in and said, "We're going out back. I want my dick sucked in the shed."
The fourth track is Bagpipes from Baghdad, which is a very goofy, moronic song mixing with some Middle Eastern tinged hip-hop music, which sounds kind of hideous, but it's intentional at the same time. And Eminem raps with a very thick Middle East English accent, and it's actually low-key annoying, but again, it's also intentional. It's meant to be kind of disgusting. Thank goodness it is not as disgusting as Puke or my first single on Encore, but it's still kind of disgusting. But this song is also a little bit fun, a little bit funny, and really comedic. And Eminem kind of disses Mariah Carey, his ex, and Nick Cannon, which is Mariah Carey's boyfriend during the time. And yeah, this song caused a bit of a drama, but it's music, I guess. So I'm giving Bagpipes from Baghdad a 6 out of 10. Next up is Hello.
Formula 40-40 and 40s with bad capsules. The bad apple spoils the bunch. I'm back at you. I don't mean any harm. All I wanted to do was just say hello. And are you demonstrating, baby? My little friend's waiting to say hello.
And it is actually one of the poppiest, fun, and accessible songs from Eminem during his early times before his transition into, you know. And yeah, this is surprisingly a poppy and fun song. Oh my gosh, and it has a lot of clever rhymes and smart lyrics. One of the smartest in Relapse, the album. And man, it's really well written, actually. You see that chick in the gym checking me out, any second I'm about to stick her neck in my mouth. I lose a pill and I'm recklessly wrecking the house. That was supposed to be breakfast. Where the heck is he now? And yeah, it's kind of gross, kind of graphic, but that's your average Eminem. And again, it's kind of the point. A lot of sarcasm in the song, and overall, it's kind of catchy, kind of fun. I'm giving it an 8, 9 to an 8. In fact, I actually really liked this song when the first time I heard it, like 2 years ago. Like, wow, this is outstanding song. Next up, we have a skit called Tanya, and it is a, you know, it's kind of a troubling skit. We hear this girl who is stranded in the rain, and then suddenly there's this car who opened up for her, and she went into the car. Man, you're a lifesaver. And then suddenly she gets sexually harassed, and it's kind of dark, kinda, and it sets up the moodiness and the atmosphere for the next track. Same song and dance. Damn girl, everywhere I go. Same song and dance. And this song is like, it's trying to be a fun banger while it tries to be a moody and dark and an atmospheric song.
I'm looking at you, yeah, girl. You're kinda taken back by the whole rapper thing, aren't you? Probably thinking you get slapped so dang hard you won't even be able to stand up straight, aren't you? Couple rape charges, people think you're a monster. The police constantly bugging you non-stop. I walk up on you, well, hello, Tanya. I think you got your OnStar button inside your car stuff.
It's a really weird and uncanny combination. And we also have this eerie and almost ghostly backup vocals, girl backup vocals, going in the background, and there you can definitely hear there's a dark side of the song. And overall, I really like the aesthetic of the song. I'm giving it a 7 again. Next up, again, like Eminem likes to put fun, crazy, whack tracks after dark, sad, moody tracks. So we have We Made You, which is basically, like, as I perceive, the part 4 of the you know, the quadrilogy of Real Slim Shady, Without Me, Just Lose It, and then we have We Made You.
Back by popular demand, now pop a little Zantac for antacid if you can. You're ready to tackle any task that is at hand. How does it feel? Is it fantastic? Is it grand?
And yeah, every Eminem album needs to have a funny standout song, and this is We Made You, which is less gross and trash as Just Lose It, way less. And we have this cheesy, crappy, girls singing for the intro, which is really the point. It's parody, it's comedic, and that is the point. And we have these staccato strings and beats, and it's really goofy, but also repetitive and redundant in a more moronic and idiotic way. But it's also the point, it's intentional. So I'm kind of okay with the track. 7 out of 10. Next up we have Medicine Ball, which is also one of the funnier tracks on Relapse, and it has these grand strings and it's kind of funny. And we have Eminem just rapping in a thick Middle Eastern accent again, and he's rapping in a very weird manner. I guess it's time for you to hate me again, so let's begin. And, 7 out of 10 also. Next up, we have Stay Wide Awake, which has these ascending and descending pianos that creates this spooky, Halloween-styled atmosphere similar to 3 a.m., except this time it's way more mild and way less dramatic. And this song is kind of underwritten and a little bit underwhelming, to be honest, because it's actually kind of a bland song. And the choruses, it feels kind of forced because Eminem has these vocals. Eminem sings the vocals in a way that is super rough and layered. He actually layered his vocals in the chorus, so it sounds super rough. And it doesn't sound as awkward, but I like the awkward Eminem in Haley's song. So this one it's not as good. I'm giving it a 5 to a 6. Next up we have Old Time's Sake.
I'm Dre from back in the day, from NWA, from black and the gray, from choking a bitch to smacking her face, from stacking up bodies to blacking their case up from.
And it has this jumpy, goofy, but also low-key exciting strings that's going up the scale. And good evening, your fucking captain speaking. And we also have the Dr.Dre feature, which is actually surprisingly fun. Oh man, I actually low-key love this song a lot. A lot of people seem to overlook it and underrate it. Still, an 8 to a 7 out of 10. And then we have Must Be the Ganja, which has these pinches of synths appearing here and there, everywhere, kinda. But these synths don't do much to the song necessarily. The song is actually kind of boring, kind of formulaic, kind of mundane. And it's an underwhelming and underwritten song again.
Hey, here we go. Do re mi fa sol la ti da so. Lyrical Roscoe, kick back a Tabasco. You motherfuckers must just not know the TikTok, so time to show you the most kick-ass flow in the cosmos.
And the chorus is also a bit obnoxious. Must be the ganja. So not the best Eminem song. Also not a good Eminem song. 4 to a 5 out of 10. And then we have a skit, Mr. Mathers, it's called. And in this skit, as I recall, Eminem is like, Eminem is like in a hospital bed or something, and it was like an emergency. And, the doctors, the nurses are checking Eminem and stuff. And then it moves on to Deja Vu, which is an incredibly underrated Eminem song. I love this song a lot. Like, oh my gosh. Like, this song has this magical psychedelic vibe that is very special. And this song creates a dreamy, but also sad and moody feeling to it. It's like the feeling when you take drugs. And I had never taken drugs. But this song, it's psychedelic in a way that it feels like what happens after you take drugs that make you sad.
Now I need something in my stomach cause I haven't ate. Maybe I'll grab a plate of nachos and I'll have a steak. And you think that with all I have at stake, look at my daughter's face. Mommy, something is wrong with Dad, I think. He's acting weird again, he's really beginning to scare me. Won't shave his beard again, and he pretends he doesn't hear me. And all he does is eat Doritos and Cheetos, and he just fell asleep in his car eating Three Musketeers in a rear seat.
So, this song is basically about Eminem recovering from drug overdose, actually. Not necessarily recovering, just basically an aftermath of a drug overdose. And the chorus is genius. Sometimes I feel so alone, I just don't know, feels like I've been down this road before. And, it's catchy, it's also really dreamy and slow and thoughtful as well. A 10 to a 9 out of 10. Good. But the next one is even better. It's beautiful. And damn, this song is beautiful. So this song samples Reaching Out. I don't know who, I forgot who wrote that, but it's actually a version, a cover of Reaching Out. So the sample you're listening to in this track is not the person who wrote Reaching Out. It's just a cover, but it's a great sample, by the way, and the sampling is great. It isn't as sloppy as the samples in Revival. It's actually sinking into the rap verses really well, and this song it's really magical and beautiful and touching. It's a very sad and moody and painful song and depressing as well. And it is not chilling, twisted, whack, crazy, kind of dark and sad. It's more like cloudy and claustrophobic and kind of sad. And man, this song is actually beautiful. Don't let them say you ain't beautiful. Whoa. And the chorus is genius. Sometimes I feel so alone, I just don't know, feels like I've been down this road before. And it's catchy, it's also really dreamy and slow and thoughtful as well. A 10 to a 9 out of 10. It's good. But the next one is even better. It's beautiful. And damn, this song is beautiful.
And I know something so hard to swallow, but I just can't sit back and wallow in my own sorrow. But I know one fact, I'll be one tough act to follow. One tough act to follow. I'll be one tough act to follow. Here today, gone tomorrow, but you'd have to walk 1,000 miles. In my shoes, just to see what it's like to be me. I'll be you, like straight shoes, just to see what it'd be like to.
So this song samples Reaching Out. I don't know who, I forgot who wrote that, but it's actually a version, a cover of Reaching Out. So the sample you're listening to in this track is not the person who wrote Reaching Out. It's just a cover, but it's a great sample, by the way, and the sampling is great. It isn't as sloppy as the samples in Revival. It's actually sinking into the rap verses really well. And this song, it's really magical and beautiful and touching. It's a very sad and moody and painful song and depressing as well. And it is not chilling, twisted, whack, crazy, kind of dark and sad. It's more like cloudy and claustrophobic and kind of sad. And man, this song is actually beautiful. Don't let them say you ain't beautiful. Whoa. Next up, we have Crack a Bottle, which, funnily, won a Grammy Award, as I recall. Of course, the Grammys are trash. They just, the way they give awards makes 0 sense, apparently. But this song is not that bad, actually. It has these braggadocious strings and horns. So crack a bottle. And and this track also features quite a number of people. It's kind of fun. It's a fun collaboration. And giving it an 8. Next up, it's the album ending. underground. Looking for me, I'm underground. And it is really grand and dramatic, and it serves as one of the most theatrical Eminem album endings ever. And it has these descending vocals and strings towards the end of each verse that goes really well. It transitions really well into the choruses. I really, really love it.
Cases of Maybelline makeup lay on a table of weed. Slim Shady, shit sounds like a fable to me. Till he jumps out the fucking toilet when you're taking a pee. Here comes the rain and thunder now. Nowhere to run to now.
Man, this track is amazing. Like, the first time I heard it, I didn't like it that much. It feels kind of goofy at first, but the more I listen to it, it's the shit, you know? So, 9 to an 8 out of 10. So, overall, Eminem's Relapse is possibly a return of the sober and clear Eminem. And it is not a bad thing, not at all. It's really good. We see Eminem improving in a lot of ways. It's a huge jump from Encore to Relapse, actually. And, man, there are also a few underwhelming and underwritten songs in here. That also feels overly goofy and a little bit too gross for the normal taste, maybe. But to me, it's kind of okay. But to someone, maybe it's a little bit too... Yeah, Relapse is probably the most underrated Eminem album ever. But, yeah. The worst must be the Ganja, and the best is Beautiful. I am giving Eminem's Relapse a 6 to a 7 out of 10. I really want to give it an 8, but it doesn't really qualify for being that great of an album, so I'm just going to leave it at 6 to a 7. So, have you listened to Eminem's Relapse? From 1 to 10, how much would you rate it? Like if you like it, hate if you hate it. I don't know why would you hate it, but whatever. Subscribe if you want more.